What's up, everyone? Javishth here, and welcome to the ultimate guide on building an unstoppable personal brand that dominates your niche and opens up incredible opportunities. The harsh reality of personal branding. Whether you realize it or not, you are constantly being marketed as a product everywhere you go. Your online presence, style, behaviors, work, it all shapes how others perceive your personal brand identity. People are always trying to categorize and make snap judgments to put you into a box based on limited information. You can let this personal branding happen passively and hope for the best, or you can take intentional control in crafting the specific personal brand narrative you want people to associate with you. Discovering your brand's origin story. The first step is self-discovery. Work to lay the foundations for your authentic brand identity. This isn't just listing hobbies. You need to get clear on the meaningful experiences that shaped your perspectives, the tensions, problems, and causes you're passionate about, the themes and values you continually find yourself drawn to, parts of your identity that captivate others into dialogue. For example, my personal brand is rooted in an awe of transformative technologies like AI, but also a frustration with how inaccessible that world can feel. So I aim to make these topics more engaging and digestible. Defining your skills and value proposition. What are your greatest skills, knowledge, and abilities that allow you to provide unique value? Distill these down into a clear value proposition for your particular audience or niche. For instance, I'm Javishth, the passionate AI educator who makes bleeding edge tech fun and accessible for lifelong learners. Your principles and philosophies. While skills are what you do, principles are about who you are. Define the core values, philosophies, and mindsets at the heart of your work and personality. Some of my key principles include demystifying complexity through simple stories, blending a fun, irreverent attitude into serious topics, and drawing clarity from chaos through visual communication. Your website, the home base. With these personal brand foundations in place, it's time to start executing the tactics to bring it to life. Starting with your personal brand website as the central home base you fully control. This website should thoroughly immerse visitors in your brand identity through purposeful design, visuals, tone, and navigation that spotlights your skills, value, and core principles front and center. Building an inescapable attention brand. While your website is the owned destination, you need to amplify your reach by establishing a prolific, unified presence across other channels like social media, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, etc., guest contributions, podcasts, videos, and more. Leverage all of these to consistently reinforce a cohesive brand aesthetic and identity through your content. Deploy many formats like videos, posts, newsletters, visuals, whatever allows you to put your skills, value, and personality on display regularly. The goal is to make your face, voice, and personal brand essence utterly inescapable and memorable for your target audience whenever they consume content in their areas of interest. Planting your flag in a defined territory. One powerful way to cement yourself is by claiming an authoritative territory or niche that you can comprehensively master over time and become the undisputed voice that everyone defers to. Identify a specific topic that's highly valuable but perhaps underexplored or misunderstood, or an infrequent domain that carries major impact when people do need to engage with it. For example, my territory could be distilling the future of AI and exponential tech into fun, rebellious learning journeys for non-technical audiences. Most importantly, it needs to be a topic you deeply care about and are relentlessly curious to keep exploring from every angle. You'll also want to find some inherent frustrations or aspects that you're dissatisfied with, even though you love the overall subject matter. That love-hate tension provides dynamic friction to anchor your unique perspective. Once you've chosen your territory, it's your personal brand's mission to immerse yourself as the undisputed authority that everyone recognizes. This means producing prolific content, articles, videos, interviews, insights, etc., continuously engaging your audience and establishing expertise, showing up everywhere to reinforce your association with this domain. You want to reach a point where your name becomes utterly synonymous with that specific topic territory in people's minds, where they view you as the definitive voice they reflexively defer to for perspectives in that niche. It's incredibly difficult for competitors to replicate or dislodge you from that authoritative positioning once you've planted your flag and continually reinforce your comprehensive mastery of that particular category. The sacrifice for authority, of course, That level of hyper-focused authority requires making some short-term sacrifices in order to demonstrate full commitment. Specifically, temporarily give up exploring additional interests or side projects outside your core defined territory. That diffused optionality and shiny object syndrome will undermine your brand's clarity if you're spread too thin. By eliminating choice and making it seem you simply have no option but to laser in on mastering this one topic, you send a powerful psychological signal that you are destined to be the comprehensive expert. It's manufacturing a constraint to prove unwavering commitment. This is ideally a short-term strategic sacrifice though. Once you've cemented your authority, you can likely expand that boundary gradually over time as your foundation of credibility is established. But in those crucial early days of trying to break through the noise, having that sharpened focus signals you have the uttermost expertise that demands attention and respect in this domain. The power of commitment marketing. Beyond constraining your optionality, there are some other psychological principles to solidify your growing authority. Give up any competing narratives or storylines that don't align with reinforcing the focused personal brand identity you are trying to create. You may have multiple interests, but you need to go all in on communicating one cohesive narrative that people can latch on to. For example, if my brand is about making complex tech realms accessible through simplicity and fun, I'd be wise to let go of any rigid academic overtones in my voice, visuals and overall vibe that could muddy that positioning. You'll also want to operate with intense consistency everywhere you show up, so people become conditioned to associate you with that particular thing, with that particular category. The more you reinforce it, the more it gets seared into their consciousness as an automatic connection. This goes for your content topics and perspectives, aesthetics and visual branding elements, speaking vibe, energy and communication styles, the other voices and channels you collaborate with. Every piece of your prolific output should be laddering up to fortifying your distinct territory's narrative in a unified, predictable way that becomes utterly unavoidable in people's minds over time. Essentially, you want to reach a point where your personal brand's category positioning activates an ingrained mental response of, ah yes, that's your name, the authority for your territory. Marketing your skills and abilities in addition to solidifying your authoritative personal brand territory, you'll also need to reinforce and market the specific skills, abilities, and superpowers that represent the utility you provide your audiences with. For junior developers or career changers just starting out, this often means deliberately showcasing projects and coding abilities that prove that you can do cool shit, as they say. Technical skills and utility need to be on display. Look at what developers in your target niche audience tend to flock to and get excited about. It could be unique projects using in-demand technologies, impressive performance metrics, or apps tools that actually solve a painful problem they face. While portfolios are commonly suggested, try to avoid just amassing a scattered array of surface-level stuff. It's better to go really deep, fleshing out your best work that allows you to authentically convey your technical skills and problem-solving process. You can use blogs, videos, live coding sessions, and other rich content formats to comprehensively break down how you work through challenges, made certain implementation decisions, and optimized for the cool factors developers care about. The goal is to build decisive evidence of your technical abilities and way of thinking about problems, not just shallow drive-bys that don't allow you to demonstrate marquee skills in depth. For more established devs and leaders, you'll want to market your skills through the lens of business value and impact. Have detailed stats, metrics, and brag documents that quantify how your work directly contributed to driving revenue growth, reducing cost risks, solving major product challenges, improving key performance indicators. Tell these stories and provide receipts that make it utterly undeniable how you've provided immense value to companies and teams. Make a bulletproof case for why investing in your skills is a no-brainer for any organization, and go beyond just outputting the numbers. Frame your expertise and abilities in a way that spotlight the unique processes, principles, and ways of working that allowed you to achieve those results in a differentiated way. For example, my blend of best-in-class coding skills combined with a Southeast Asian influence that emphasizes holistic system thinking allowed our team to increase engineering resilience by 35%, reducing emergency wakes by 62%, whether you're establishing technical skills and coding prowess or overall business impact abilities. The key is being able to reinforce clear evidence and a compelling narrative that conveys your unique strengths in a way no other personal brand can replicate. Persistent content promotion. With the foundations of your personal brand territory and skills in place, it's time to turn to the persistent promotion and content strategies that will amplify your reach and recognition. This is where you get to leverage all the potential distribution channels to put your personal brand out in the world in an intentional way, like video content on YouTube or streaming services, active social media engagement on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, etc., contributing guest articles and thought leadership, starting a podcast or newsletter, speaking at live events and conferences, consistent blog content on your own website. The overall goal is maximizing all these different channels in a purposeful way that relentlessly reinforces your personal brand identity, voice, and aesthetic, positioning as the authority in your defined territory, skills, expertise, and unique value you provide. You want to create a unified content engine that lets you show up absolutely everywhere your target audience consumes content or information related to your niche. Formats like short form videos, visually appealing carousels, punchy tweet threads, and the like make for great bite-sized ways to capture attention and leave an impression. But you'll also want more in-depth mediums like blog essays and guest contributions that allow you to go deep, establishing expertise, so that you can become utterly inescapable and associated with your specific domain. Every time your ideal audience member encounters anything related to your territory, you want your personal brand to be the first one that comes to mind. Ultimately, the persistent promotion and prolific content is aimed at achieving complete ubiquity and authority for your personal brand in your defined niche. You want to hit a critical mass tipping point where your audience can't consume any information related to your territory without encountering you and your perspectives, where you become impossible to avoid or ignore as the authoritative voice. This level of inescapable presence and reinforcement helps solidify you as the credible go-to expert that people naturally defer to and actively seek out for insights related to that domain. At that point, your personal brand stature and association with the category is cemented in people's minds on an instinctual, almost subliminal level. You've successfully imprinted yourself through sheer commitment to relentless promotion. Building audience evangelism. Once you've achieved that level of ubiquity and authority, your prolific personal brand content and output won't just be passively consumed. You'll start developing a groundwell of active audience evangelists. These are the die-hard fans and supporters who not only eagerly await everything you put out, but who willingly amplify your presence even further by sharing and advocating for your personal brand to their own networks. They'll repost your videos, forward your newsletter issues, recommend your services to others, and actively bring more attention and newcomers directly to you through their word-of-mouth excitement. This is the ultimate hallmark of an elite, future-proof personal brand. One that has such credibility and mindshare in its defined territory that it develops its own self-perpetuating, always-on evangelism and growth engine via the audiences themselves. At this point, you've cemented yourself as the category chit maker and voice of the reigning narrative for that domain's biggest ideas and advancements. Your personal brand has essentially created its own indispensable market position. So while the early days of personal branding require a ton of personal hustle and prolific promotion to get things off the ground, put in the work upfront and you can eventually reach a level where your raving fans willingly perpetuate your personal brand's growth on autopilot through their organic advocacy. There's no questioning it. Building an elite tier personal brand that allows you to dominate a specific territory and command incredible opportunities is one of the most powerful assets you can develop for yourself in today's economy. By investing the upfront effort into defining an authentic brand identity, solidifying authority in your niche through purposeful sacrifice, and persistently promoting yourself through prolific content and visibility, you'll be able to cement yourself as the undeniable voice that everyone listens to and depends on in your domain. It takes hard work, consistency, and patience, but leveraging these personal branding strategies allows you to essentially manufacture your own indispensable value in a way that no employer, gatekeeper, or competition can ignore or replicate. Once you've built up that level of reputation-based influence, opportunity and upside will naturally flow your way through the raving advocacy of your audience. New businesses, career openings, press opportunities, you name it. The greatest part is that you get to dictate exactly how you want to show up and be represented in the world by architecting your personal brand identity from the ground up, fully owning the narrative around your skills, personality, and expertise. No more hoping decision makers or employers get it about your potential. A powerful personal brand allows you to make your abilities utterly undeniable and pave your own way to incredible success, impact, and optionality through meticulous self-definition. So start putting in the work today, stick to your defined personal branding strategies relentlessly over time, and I'll see you at the top as we collectively claim our territory as society's most authoritative voices and figures. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so that I can make more videos like this.